What's up, YouTube? This is Boston Chris. Welcome to my channel, Boston Chris Comics. I'm back with a brand new video. So here we have, I'm going to call this my, I don't know, call it my last week's haul just because it's books from this last prior week and the week before. So kind of a combination, 2 weeks in one not one actual sitting, but here we go. So start this off, we have Doomsday Clock number 9. I'm out of poly bags, so I need to get some more of those. Like, I was hoping I would have more, but I just haven't had a chance to get any more, but that's okay. Next up, we have Conan issue number 4, which has been a pretty solid series. Definitely one that I'm a fan of. I like how they have him kind of in the King Conan stance here. Pretty cool. For everybody who watched the movie as kids, when I was younger, I grew up watching that, and that was one of the things at the end of it. You saw Conan had the beard, and it said that, like, upon a troubled head he wore his crown, or his crown rested upon a troubled brow. But that is another story. So, yes, I love Conan the Barbarian. It's a good movie. And I'm sorry that I'm, such a, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. I just got caught up in quoting Conan. That's alright. Next we have, this is Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History. So this is, I guess, kind of a updated version of Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe. This is the, I want to say, this is the Ron Lim variant. So, really cool. And yeah, so I haven't had a chance to read that. I'm going to go ahead and get into that as soon as I can. Because, Punisher Kills the Marvel Universe is pretty cool. To see how he's going to destroy all of history. That sounds like, I was, as soon as I saw the title, I was like, yeah, I'm going to have to get this book. Next, we have Black Order. This is issue number 4. Has Ebony Maw on the cover. This has been a fun series. I've enjoyed everything that they've done with it. I did notice the art changed a little bit in this issue. Not quite the same as it was before, but not terrible. It's still nice. It just looks like it's drawn a little bit differently. But overall, I'm enjoying the series. Pretty much anything that ties into Thanos and all that, I end up enjoying. I feel like they do a really good job. I do kind of wish that they would, and I know that Marvel had a big falling out with Jim Starlin, but I feel like he could tell those stories a little better, even though those characters aren't necessarily his creation, but the realm of Thanos as a whole is Jim Starlin's whole area, so I figured that would be cool to have, but, beggars can't be choosers, and overall they're doing a good job, so I can't complain. Next we have Batman issue number 66. This is a pretty cool cover. The other one wasn't too bad, but I like this one better. I feel like this was a better, just overall better. Noticing this, they've kind of gone back to the old, newsprint style paper. Art isn't completely terrible in this, but it's just not, like, I really would like to see, a little bit nicer art handling the Batman book, just because that's what I've grown accustomed to, but overall not too bad. Not enough to, not like 62 was terrible. This doesn't quite turn me off to the point where I don't want to collect it anymore, which is good. Next we have Vader Dark Visions number 1. This was an actually really good read. I was actually very, very, not to say impressed, because I like Darth Vader books, but I was really entertained by this. I think this is really cool, and I think that the concept, at least where it looks like it's going with this series, is pretty cool, where it's just like, he, like, without spoiling too much, this just shows, Vader in an altercation with, this beast that lives on this planet, and the village's kind of view of what that is. And because this beast is somewhat of like a tormentor for the people that live on the planet, Vader's seen in a very different light than you would expect him to be seen in. So I like that, at least if that's going to be how it is, where, there's different aspects of Vader and it's told from different perspectives and kind of shows him in one sense, let's say, he's the cruelest individual in the universe, but in another sense, maybe he's a hero, maybe he's a mentor, maybe he's, some type of, I don't know, like hero, mentor, something to fear, something to worship, something to love, something to just kind of, just showing him not as just a singular entity as how, most villains are, shown. So definitely pretty cool. Next we have, this was a indie book from Dark Horse that looked pretty cool. It's a mini series. I actually was hoping to get the variant cover of it just because it had an awesome variant where it's like like an old pack of baseball cards. But I'm talking about this is Astro Hustle #1. This is 1 of 4, and really it's a cool book. The art is really I have to say it reminds me a little bit of The Walking Dead. Not exactly, but in certain aspects it reminds me of a colored version of The Walking Dead. And the sci-fi element to it is really, really cool. It's overall, I think, supposed to be kind of in the vein of just kind of UK sci-fi in a way. So there's a lot of fun humor in there, along with a lot of action and everything. So definitely one I think is worth picking up. I'm gonna probably stick with this throughout the whole miniseries just because it's a fun read. Next we have Ronin Island. I picked this up just because of the name, and I really like this cover. This was the pre-order variant. The art in this is okay. It's a little bit on the if I had to compare it to something, I would say probably close to Avatar, where it just kind of has that cartoony anime feel to it. Story was not terrible, but it was kind of different, and I can't quite tell if this is more for more of a, I guess, young adult book or not. So I'm gonna give this one another shot, see what issue 2 has in store, and then go from there. But I don't know if that's gonna stay on my if that's gonna stay on the list, if I'm gonna see it all the way through. Next we have what I consider to be kind of a cool, is a guilty pleasure and also just kind of a cool indulgence for myself. So we have this is the IDW 2019 G.I. Joe yearbook. Bought this strictly because the cover's awesome. You have Don Marino, the female Snake Eyes on there, front and center. Awesome cover. So yeah, I picked that up just for that. I'm not ashamed to say it. Sorry. Sometimes you pick up books just because the cover's cool, and that happens to be one of them. Next we have True Believers. This is Miss Marvel. This is Miss Marvel issue 20. This is where she gets her new suit. Next we have Captain Marvel. This is issue. This is an Avengers issue. I think this is where she actually joins the team. I'm trying to think. See, sometimes you have to go to the back and see, because I mean, a lot of times you don't know all of everything. So this is issue number 183 if you were to collect in the Avengers run, but pretty cool book. Next we have, and of course everyone knows this book because this is a very, very famous issue dealing with Captain Marvel. So this is Avengers Annual number 10. This is the first appearance of Rogue. This is where the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, which is basically it ends up being led by Mystique, and this is where she goes ahead and steals. She has Rogue grab onto Ms. Marvel and Carol Danvers and steal her powers. So this is how Rogue becomes, basically the powerhouse that she ends up being in the comics. Overall, well done. Really fun True Believers to have, and when you look at it, just an awesome overall True Believer. So I'm happy to have it. I do have the original. I have it. I actually got it signed last year by Al Milgrom at the Comic-Con that I went to up in New York. I said New York, up in New Hampshire, the Little Giant Comic Con, which I'm really happy to be going back because I definitely am excited for the guest list that they have coming up for it this year. Next we have Flash. This is issue number 65. There were two covers. I picked this up just because, you know, it was pretty cool with the missiles, and one of them said Yo Mama on it, so, you know. Seemed like it was pretty good. Again, this is done on kind of that newsprint stock paper, and again, like, this art is so much better than what's going on in Batman right now, but, I mean, like I said, it's not enough to detract me away from Batman and to keep me from reading it, but I'm just hoping that they can kind of, you know, put things together, because it's just like one of those deals where, you know, the art stinks. You know, it just kind of takes me out of the story. But next we have Savage Sword of Conan, issue number 2. It says, includes the next chapter of the all-new Conan novella. So, pretty cool. Next we have Fight Club Part 3. This is issue number 3. Oh no, issue number 2. So continuing on with the story here, you know, of how the narrator, I don't even, oh no, yeah, so the narrator, who for the most part, I guess you can, it's tough to say, but so the narrator, the guy, Edward Norton's character, has kind of, you know, gone ahead and you know, moved on with his life and you know, gotten a family and everything else, but Tyler Durden, his alter ego, is starting to pop up again, so continues on with that story of how it all goes through. Next we have Realm. This is issue number 12, or I should say The Realm issue number 11, I'm sorry. Definitely an awesome read, definitely a cool book. It's one of those ones that I can say, if you're a fan of you know, just the series in general, it's definitely one to pick up. Overall, awesome book, awesome series. Next we have Ice Cream Man. This is issue number 9. Oh no, it's issue number 10. Sorry, I messed that up too. Another fun series. Really just dark stuff here. Pretty cool storytelling. You know, just a lot going on. They had an issue back in the beginning of the series, which is a super heavy issue. Dealt with a lot of drug use and stuff like that. And it was actually kind of a crazy story, just because it was, you know, one of those things where you weren't sure how it kind of like you left the ending up to yourself, whether the person, you know, moved on and got better, or whether they kind of, you know, ended up, you know, just finding their doom because of, you know, everything that happened in the book. Next we have Wolverine and the Infinity Watch, or Wolverine Infinity Watch, issue number 1. So Wolverine has himself an Infinity Gauntlet. I haven't gotten a chance to read this. Next also we have Seven to Eternity, issue number 13. I have issue number 12 somewhere, so I'm sure that, you know, I'm not sure if I showed it off already or not, but I've just kind of, you know, have to get myself back to organized so I can be like, oh yeah, I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. Next, following that, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, issue number 2. So, this is the new Guardians. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely one that's worth reading. It's being written by Donny Cates, and Donny tells a great story. He did an awesome job on the Thanos series, so definitely excited to have that in there. Next we have Black Order, issue number 4. This is Captain Marvel cover. Oh, sorry, Nova on the cover. And Black Swan's fighting Nova, so that's pretty cool stuff there. And Black Swan is a character that's kind of like she's new to this whole group. She's not one of the original children of Thanos, as far as not children of Thanos, but the original Black Order. So this is kind of just, you know, bringing her out and kind of having her join the story. So definitely cool stuff there. Again, I would recommend this. I think it's a really fun story. I think anything surrounding, you know, like I said earlier, anything surrounding Thanos is pretty cool stuff. So definitely some stuff that gets my interest. Next we have, this is Captain Marvel. This is the issue where Carol Danvers actually becomes like full out Captain Marvel. So cool True Believers there. Then we have Captain Marvel. This Kree vs. Skrull War. This, I want to say, I think is Avengers 93? Maybe not. It's in the 90s. It's either 93 or 89. So this is 89, and picks up the Kree versus the Skrull War. And it's not the entire thing, it's just one part of it right in there. Next we have another one with True Believer where she becomes binary. This is X-Men 164. I've shown this before. I actually have this book. So definitely cool. Love this cover. And then finally, last but not least, we have Batman issue number 65. So that's it for the new books, like the new books. And as I was saying before, like, see, this art is very good. I'm not sure why they keep switching artists on this. But I was able to pick up a few back issues as well. Like I always say, it's good to pick up a back issue. So we have here, starting it all off, you got the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man #1. This is the silver, the silver variant. And it's funny too because this is Legend of the Arachnite, which is kind of funny because later on they would make a series called The Arachnite, and be a mashup of everything that kind of came together from the Infinity Wars miniseries. Following that, we have Moon Knight #1. Pretty cool issue to have. Read through this. This is actually a really fun read. You got the first appearance of Bushman and the first appearance of Khonshu and the origin of Moon Knight and how he becomes Moon Knight, how he finds Khonshu and all the rest of that type of stuff. So it's pretty cool. And then finally, the last book that I have to show for this haul here is, boom, Raphael and the Micro Series. So this is the first appearance of Casey Jones. So really, really awesome book. Definitely one to have if you're a Turtles fan. One that I wasn't really sure that I would see in my shop. I went there and I saw it. I was like, oh, this is sick. And so I just went and picked it up. As soon as I saw it, I bought it, and I was surprised that, there wasn't anybody else looking at it or anything like that. But hey, sometimes you just kind of gotta be eagle-eyed and know what's going on, because I don't know if other people came through and they're just not into it, or they're just not fans of it, or whatever. I would say it's about a mid-grade copy. It's not anything near mint or anything like that, but, definitely a good book to add to the collection, so I'm really happy to have that. So I just got to show that one more time. Woo! So I want to take this moment to thank everybody for watching, and just to thank you guys for being patient with me while I'm getting myself back into making these videos and back into getting the channel going and everything like that. So I'm gonna do my best to try to stay on top of things and be up to date with showing stuff, because as we head towards the con season, there's going to be a few different things that I'm hoping to get, and most of them I'm hoping to show off as we go forward. So I want to be able to be consistent and have a bunch of stuff for you guys to look at. So with that, I'm going to get going. I want to thank you everybody for watching. Again, this has been Boston Chris. I'm out. Have a good one.